Down. The first thing I want you to notice is what I call the declaration in knowing what to do with the end, or thought that the end is coming in. Now, notice what he said in verse number 36. He says this, but of that day and hour, notice this closely now, knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. The declaration is very simple. Jesus said, now before I give you another parable, I want to make sure that you understand this. No man knows the hour, and even the angels don't know the hour. Brother DJ, the reason that's very important is this, because we have had since that day up till now, and we will have in the future going forward, we will have men that will continue to set dates. They will continue to tell you they know he's coming because. But can I say this? If a man is preaching in the church age, I know the end is near because, and using this passage to prove that, he's wrong. He's wrong. And the reason he's wrong is because this passage is talking about the second coming of Christ to the earth. The next event that's going to happen on God's timetable is the calling away, the rapture of the church. And so you don't use events that relate to one thing to try to prove that something that's unrelated is what is taking place. That is very, very, very reckless, I guess would be the best way to put that. So let me say this to you. Since no man knows, any man you hear saying that he has an idea that causes him to set dates and point out. You ever notice, especially here in the West, that when they're talking about the coming of the Lord, these guys, that they're preaching about it and relating it to events happening to America? Hoss, we're not the subject of that passage. So you and little Joe need to go back to the drawing board on that one. It's hard for Americans to realize, though we are, and God has shed his grace on this Gentile nation, but we're not the apple of his eye. So when you hear the great American preachers preaching the sermons and selling the books and making this mistake, just turn the channel. You'd be better off watching the weather. At least you wouldn't be getting deceived. Now, I don't know what in the world, I don't know why, let me say it this way, that everybody's infatuated with end-time events and end-time books and the apocalypse. I tell you what I'm infatuated with, trying to live now for God, with what life I got left. That end-time stuff's interesting, I guess, but you ever notice that a lot of the people that are so interested in it ain't ready for it? You don't look at them and think, what in the world's wrong with you? Have you lost something wrong with you? But here's what I'm saying to you. If no man knows, then why would I give a man a time of day? Why would I listen to his sermons or read his books if he was wrong here? All he can do is further deceive me. Now, I don't want to romanticize those end-time events to the place that I give ear to a false teacher. Oh, but I want to know. I tell you what I want to know. How do I live for God today? That's what I'm really concerned with. I just want to make it through the day and live for God today, worship my God today, and serve my God today. And tomorrow when I get up, I'll be infatuated with that. And that end-time stuff's good information. It's super awesome and everything else. But I'll be honest with you, sometimes I get lost in the tall weeds. Amen. And so he said, I first want you to know that no man knows the day. He said, listen to this. Not only do men not know, he says, by the way, angels don't know. That's interesting to me because angels don't have a sin nature. They don't have a sin nature. They have a closer proximity to God than any man. He says, I'm just going to get closer to the throne and let you know that man don't know and angels don't know. So if they don't know, guess what? You shouldn't be deceived by somebody saying they do.